you think of when I mention the word Christmas? Do you think of the Christmas story, the time when Jesus of Nazareth was born and presented to us to make this beautiful holiday known as Christmas? Do you think of commercialism? Do you think of Coca-Cola? Or do you think of animatronics? And if you are a part of this community, that's probably the first thing you do think of. And not only that, but when you think of animatronics, you think of animatronic Santa Clauses. You think of animatronic snowmen. You think of animatronic reindeer. You think of animatronic bears with Santa hats. You think of the Grinch. I'm mentioning all of this because we have seen over the past few years a good amount and a decent diversive amount of Christmas animatronics made by companies like Gemmy, SVI, and to this day, if there's anything that I could say has bothered me about the season of Christmas when it has come to the animatronic side of everything, is why hasn't Christmas gotten an animatronic lineup like Halloween has gotten? Now, I know my channel is a lot more based around Halloween, but I still love this holiday to death. Christmas is just such a magical time of the year for me. And it's also a time where it just brings out the joy and child in me. And I think it's important for everybody to have a hint of child still in them. And Christmas is a good holiday to bring that out. And while I believe there is a massive split between the community on which Halloween or which holiday is better, in my opinion, they both have their own charm. And really, it just comes down to which one you just enjoy better. There should never be a better holiday. Now, personally, I enjoy Christmas maybe just a little more than I do Halloween. But maybe that's just because of the magic behind it. Halloween is just fun. It's joyful, it's entertaining. But Christmas, there's something magical about that. So explain to me, why is it that Christmas, one of the most amazing holidays known to mankind, the one holiday that does not get the love it deserves when it comes to animatronics? Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I've noticed over the past good few years now, it seems like Christmas does not get the animatronic lineup Halloween has. And when I say that, I'm talking about animatronics that do more than just dance. We've seen so many different kinds of animatronics get produced for Halloween. Some float, some move their heads back and forth and talk, some move their arm up and down and their heads and talk, and even some move their torsos, heads, and mouth and talk, and or say something creepy. And that got me thinking, I have not seen any Christmas animatronics quite like that. Now, there is one animatronic, and also for this year as well, that were made by SVI. And the first animatronic I think of that even remotely had this kind of feeling to it for Christmas was the SVI Santa, sold in 2021.
I've been looking forward to this time all year. There are so many good boys and girls this year. I will have a busy night filling all those stockings. Ho, 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 ho. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Season's greetings, peace and joy to all of you.
Now, I used to own this animatronic, sadly not anymore due to horrible build design of the first generation of the Santa Claus by SVI, but to me it was still an amazing take of a Christmas animatronic. I would love to start seeing Christmas start getting animatronics that are more diversive, that do more than just dance. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like dancing animatronics are a good part to Christmas. I think they are a good addition, but it feels like that's all we ever get. And like I mentioned, the closest animatronic we've ever gotten to Halloween animatronics that we see today is the SVI Santa. This SVI Santa had some incredible movement systems besides just dancing. He moved his torso back and forth, had a mouth movement, and also had head movement. As he moved his torso, he would move his head and sing and talk to his audience. The new reindeer for this year has beautiful music that plays out of his speaker and moves his head in a servo motor rotation. And these are the only two animatronics I have personally seen that remotely have the kind of movements that I am talking about. We can take a look back here at the Techie Toys Witch for this year, or the Clown from Lowe's, or the big tall Reaper from Home Depot. All these animatronics have head movements, arm movements, great phrases, and they actually entertain the audience. The issue with the Christmas animatronics is that all I ever see are hip swingers, ranging all the way from the newer generation of Gemmy life-size dancing Santas, to the dancing Grinch, to the dancing snowman from 2018, to the dancing snowman from the early 2000s, to the dancing Santa from the early 2000s. From the dancing Santa Bear from the early 2000s, the list can go on. And when we see all of this align, we realize that Christmas has not gotten that creativity that Halloween has. And I feel like Christmas could have such a good creative aspect to it. We have so many amazing characters. We have polar bears, we have snowmen, we have bears in Santa hats. We could do penguins, we could do nutcrackers, soldiers, etc. And all these animatronics, I feel like, all these ideas I feel like could be put into animatronics. I think personally it would be so cool to be able to see like a snowman talking, moving his torso and his mouth, and maybe singing a song or two instead of dancing. Or it'd be cool just to see a Santa Claus that moves his head just side to side with good mouth movements and eye movements maybe. Or maybe the possibility of a polar bear talking about the wonders of Christmas while moving his head back and forth or his torso. But instead, we get things like the life-size dancing Grinch, the life-size dancing Santa Clauses, the life-size dancing snowmen, the life-size dancing bears, etc. But why is it that we don't get these? Well, personally me, I don't know if the companies have the budget to do this because they spend it mostly on Halloween props. And I think the other thing is that I feel like they fear this, that there's the possibility that it would not work out. But personally me, if the SVI singing Santa worked out, I think that personally me, we should start getting better lineups for Christmas with really good animatronics that have movements besides just dancing. And to me, I just think while the hip swingers are really cool for Christmas, I just feel like they're getting so cliche at this point. And I can't really fully tell you as to why I believe that these Christmas animatronics are not getting the love and appreciation that Halloween is getting, besides the fact that the budgeting for Halloween is greater than the Christmas because Halloween comes first, and Halloween involves more parties than anything. And sadly, I just think that puts a dent into the Christmas budget, and it doesn't allow for companies to produce as much Christmas stuff. But to me, I think it would be so cool to get a full lineup of Christmas animatronics, ranging all the way from nutcrackers to Santa Claus to snowmen to bears and hats. It would be the coolest thing, in my opinion. And on top of that, it would allow people to be able to put these things out on display in their yards and add a little more spice to their yard displays. kind of like Halloween. And nowadays, all we get for Christmas are just light up trees, light up reindeer, light up snowmen, candy cane pathway markers. We get icicles hanging from the houses. And while that is all fine and dandy and awesome, we seem to just get mainly just like inflatables and stuff for Christmas and not really good creative animatronics anymore. It's always a Santa Claus. It's always a snowman. It's never anything else. But I would love to see more things come into perspective for Christmas besides just dancing Santas and snowmen. I think, honestly, we should start seeing better things like maybe a life-size talking Mrs. Claus, or a life-size talking polar bear, a life-size talking nutcracker, or some sort of animated nutcracker that does not involve dancing. Just something different. And I'm putting this out there because I thought I could shed some light on this topic and maybe get a discussion going, because I want to understand what other people's thoughts are. What is your thoughts in the comments below on this subject? Do you think Christmas should get the same love Halloween gets? Do you feel like that companies should start getting more creative with their Christmas animatronics like they do with Halloween? And if so, what do you think should be made from these companies for Christmas? I would like to know in the comments below, and please let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. So anyways, you all, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope you all did enjoy this video. This is just simply a bringing up of a discussion that I would love to hear your all's comments in the comments down below in order to understand what you all think should happen with Christmas at Animatronics, where they're not seeming too cliche anymore. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This is Jimmy Bones, signing off. I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.